Hello, OMS 8th grade class. Today we will be reviewing on how to find the volume of a cylinder. Now the first thing you will do when you receive a question on the volume of a cylinder is write down your formula, which will be on the formula chart that you will have when you take the test. The formula is V equals capital B H, or V equals pi r squared H. So the capital B basically means the area of the base, which your base shape when you are finding the volume of a cylinder is a circle. So you could go to your formula chart and find how to find the area of a circle, which is pi r squared. And then you'll just multiply it times the height of the cylinder. So let's look at our first example. And I'll be using 3.14 for pi on all questions because I do not have a very fancy calculator. But you will have one of those on your test, which you can use pi if that's what it asks. But on this set of examples, we will use 3.14. So the first thing you will do is you'll look and find each part of your formula. So we'll write down V equals, and then your pi, which is going to be 3.14. And then now you're going to look for your radius, which the radius is half of the diameter, which would be the whole way across the circle. So looks like it already gives you your radius here, because that's half of the circle. So that will be 2.5. So the R equals 2.5. And then your height will be 4 feet. So now you're just going to plug it into your formula. So go ahead and write down V equals 3.14 times 2.5, which is your radius, squared, which means times 2.5 times itself, times your height, which is 4. So on this calculator, I don't have a squared, so I'm just going to do 2.5 times 2.5. But when you have your TI at school, you're going to go ahead and enter everything in at the same time so you don't make any mistakes. So I'm going to put 3.14 times 2.5 times 2.5, because I don't have a square, times 4 equals 78.5. And so you've covered everything in your formula, and that should be your answer. So it will be the V equals 78.5 feet cubed, because you're finding volume. And that's your answer. Let's move on to the next example. So this one, it looks like we have, let's write down our formula real quick. V equals big B times H. So let's see, it looks like we're going to use 3.14 for pi, because it says use 3.14 on all questions. And you're going to use, so pi is equal to 3.14. And then let's see, our area of the base, so pi r squared. Our R looks like it gave us the diameter on this question, and it says it is 6 centimeters. So when you convert from diameter to radius, you're just going to divide by 2. So 2 goes into 6 30 times, and that's your radius. And then your height is 18 centimeters. So H equals 18. I'm going to go over here. So now you just plug it in. So V equals 3.14 times 30 squared times 18. Now you're going to enter it on your calculator at the same time. So 3.14 times 3 times 30 times 18 equals 508.68. So it didn't say to round or anything, so I'm just going to put that answer down. Now, if it said to round to the tenths or the hundredths, the tenths would be 2 decimal places, the hundredths 3 decimal places, and the tenths is 1 decimal place, hundredths 2 decimal places. I'm sorry about that. And then the thousandths would be 3 decimal places. So you're going to write your answer down. V equals 508.68 centimeters cubed. And that is your answer for our second example. Now, for our third and final example, we have a word problem. Now, these can be confused lots of times because you don't know what part of the formula you're looking for, and it'll have some weird stuff sometimes. So let's write down our formula, which is V equals big B times H. And now let's read the problem the first time through. So it says, Michael has a can that has a circumference of 10 pi centimeters and a height of 21 centimeters. What is the volume of the can? So now we're going to go back and analyze the question. So he has a can that has a circumference of 10 pi. So we're going to go ahead and circle 10 pi, or underline, or whatever works for you. Highlight, because you will be provided with a highlighter on the test. And a height of 21 centimeters. And we're looking for volume. So what does this mean? 10 pi. It says the circumference is 10 pi. So circumference, if you go to your formula chart, is going to be pi d. So that means pi times diameter. So if we already have pi here, and then the 10 we can assume is the diameter. So we have our diameter is 10, and when you have the diameter, you need radius for big B. So you're going to divide by 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. So our R is 5. So that's what we're going to do there, because 10 pi is the circumference. That's what you have to be careful when you read these, and make sure you underline and understand everything in the question. And then the height is going to be 21 centimeters. There's nothing tricky there. So H equals 21. And now you're going to plug in. Again, we're going to use 3.14 for pi. So V equals 3.14 times 5 squared times 21. Now you're going to enter it all at the same time on a calculator. Again, you'll have a lot nicer calculator in this, so you won't have to, you can put the squared symbol and everything that you need to do. So 3.14 times 5 times 5 times 21 equals 1,648.5. So our volume is 1,648.5 centimeters cubed. And that is how you find the volume of a cylinder. And remember to analyze the question if it gives you a word problem, and draw a picture if you need to. Like, I didn't draw a picture on this, but that's because I'm not a very good drawer and it doesn't help me as much. But if it helps you and it helps you understand the question better, then go ahead and do it, because it'll save you a lot of hard times for missing that question at the end. Thank you for allowing me to do this video, and good luck on the test.